Kids are supposed to be going to bed, but they're crying. They want peanut butter. Good night. They want peanut. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go over the run. But there's a volume button floating in the middle of the screen. Oh, it must have been when I was changing the volume. You hold left, leave in the cave, you save a frame, big whoop. So I actually had pretty bad luck in this town in the beginning. Everyone was talking to me. So in the beginning, I actually do safeties. I get a medical herb, an antidote, and an alarm flute. The alarm flute you need, but the herb and the antidote you generally don't get here. But the reason why I get them is that the antidote saves you 3 seconds over using recover. So there's no reason not to buy it unless you don't get poisoned, and that is super rare. So chances are buying it is going to save you about 3 seconds. The medical herb is a little bit different, but you're already there, and it takes no time to buy. It's like less than half a second to buy the herb. And it's a free health refill in Mount Saber South in case you get bopped by the little bug in the bug fight, which does half your health bar. This might be a bad night to stream Crystalis attempts. Might have to switch to something. Yeah, the kids were screaming in the background. I don't know if you guys can hear. But if you don't get hit by the bug, the little bug, and your Mount Saber South goes just fine, you can actually skip the medical herb we normally pick up in that cave. And that saves you about 2 or 3 seconds, I think. Not much. Already. So this is my first run of the day, so my hands felt a little off. But I think it being the first run of the day actually helped me, because I slowed down a lot. I was on world record pace 4 times last night, but I kept dying in weird ways. Except for the last one, in which Twitch ate my VOD mid-run. Like, it just created a new recording. I lost a minute, so I stopped and I played Where's Waldo after that. I missed the bird slime. My beginning was less than stellar. There's lots of time to save here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. I'm talking a little bit quietly when I'm playing because we're gonna keep going until we two 2.5-year-old boys taking a lot of damage for no reason. And they were supposed to be asleep a long time ago, but they were up and screaming for peanut butter. So this movement path I'm doing, it's pretty standard. I try to make it as tight as you can, but no matter how hard you try, you're only going to be saving like a second just to warm up. Yeah, just to warm up. Good job, Past OS. I have reset on this pace before, by the way. Like, I would normally reset on anything that was not +2 or better. So health is not looking great. You're supposed to time your stabs, but I don't. I mash. And the reason I do this is that instead of timing my stabs, I just use the D-pad and I tap it. So I'll stop moving and tap. And I found that was more successful for me. I do not like having that ball of wind split. It doesn't really help anything. So when you have 28 experience, you can get this rock monster here. You hit him down 3 times, and if you get the right distance, his head doesn't actually hit you when he throws it. You have to hit him like in his feet. But that means you only have to do 1 cycle of this. Not exactly playing very well. The TAS actually, I hesitated at the door there to make sure these guys spawn. But the TAS actually kills the rock monster twice, if I recall correctly. 1 down to the ball of wind and 1 on the way up, and that gives you 8 experience. So if you kill 2 bats plus 2 rock monsters, it's the same as doing the 2 cycles there. And that is faster, but I found that I took too much damage. 355, not great. Yeah, normally I shoot for 349, so I'm about 6 seconds slow here. Got a pretty good vampire though. So I don't know if this is a manip or not, but I found standing still. He stays still. 413 though. It's like actually 4 times out of 10. It's a really bad start, but good vampire. I never saw it ever. 421. Not great. I never saw that ever until I started standing still to try to kill the bats when they swoop back around to hit me. So here I do something different than Dragon Dark's run. Instead of going around a tree, I just gamble here. And I'd say about half the time I get 2 of these, but you only need 15 experience from this group. Now, I unfortunately got a despawn, so that put me 5 experience short of what I want to be. But I'm okay with 1 despawn. My goal here is always sub 5 gas mask.
What's up? So hard to get that started for some reason.
It feels so much faster doing that work boots glitch. I always want sub 510 leading with the work boots. It kind of lets me know that I'm on pace and I'm not goofing up. I tested skipping all of these boars and just going straight to the mushroom grind. And it is actually faster to do that, so I might transition to that in the future. But it's only faster if you get no despawns, and you don't have to stop to kill boars, which is super duper rare. Like, of all the runs I've ever done, and most get to this place, I'd say only maybe a dozen give me that pattern.
I'm playing pretty slow and clunky right now, especially in the menus, but fine.
So I always want sub 550 for visiting Oak.
550. Going into Oak. That's generally my target.
So these guys are on the way, so we kill them. And if I do it right, I can hold straight up after I kill the 3rd boar, and then I walk right past the trees. But unfortunately, he threw an axe, so I had to move slowly. You actually move slower when you move diagonally in this game. So you want to use as few diagonals as possible. It's always faster to use diagonal to get to something that is diagonal to you, but just weaving diagonal, you'll go slower. But for some reason, warping to leaf,
hey, 7 seconds
you get telepathy.
Pretty decent.
Talk to the lady, and now we get to rescue her son, and this is where the first major change from the previous world record comes in. Oh, I'm trying to hug the wall. I use as few diagonal movements as possible, and now I reset once the thing is loaded, and I see the little spark, and that skips that cutscene, saves about 3 seconds, but most importantly, it saves the warp boots. And it's because it saves the warp boots that it actually allows me to get the medical herb and the antidote, which are built-in time saves themselves. You can actually use your warp boots when you get the Sword of Fire, and that can actually save you time if you don't use the Oak in. But I've only ever gotten that once, so I don't think that's going to be something that people implement. Yeah, but it's pretty neat having the warp boots equipped there and just being able to get the Sword of Fire and then immediately teleport.
Frames we spawn. Thank you.
But using that and then using the inn, you only save like 1/10 of a second. So in this grind, you do not want to fight any of the boars. Ideally, you just want to kill the mushrooms. It's always faster to do that. I tested this, I think, like 25 times. And just killing mushrooms was always faster, and it was always safer. The downside is that when those boars stack up, they start filling spawn slots with their axes, so you lose your mushrooms.
You streamed today. What did you stream?
But the boar AI is similar to the like-likes in Legend of Zelda, so it's very...
This is my first run that I got out of the
new PB, new world record.
Well, I do plan to stream my normal
turn this down a little bit. So I'm
a little bit late today.
The boar's AI is like the like-likes in Legend of Zelda, so they will move towards your location. So the path that I'm moving isn't the fastest path between the mushrooms, but it is the best path that I've found to manipulate the boar AI. So I kill this guy, and I can basically go straight up to kill the mushrooms. And if I get it right, I can kill the bottom one by moving right, and then go straight up to kill the next two when they bunch up. So I just keep an eye on those boars, and I wait for them to bunch up, kill them, and then I would go straight up, except I have around 200 experience.
But 902 is really good.
Yeah, you want a sub 9 entry into the Poison Oak Forest. You want a sub 9 entry into the Poison Oak Forest, but
would have been another sub 9.
902 is really good, and I got a little bit of extra experience,
the flying bug,
which is good because we missed the flying bug there. So this is a glitch I failed at, if I recall correctly. I did. That is a frame perfect
924.
trick. You just get it out of the menu and press B at the right time, and you get to maintain your charge. Gives you 1 free shot. This guy takes 9 shots. I looked into using the charge glitch along with the insect flute, but there's no way to actually make it work. But the best pace I've ever been on recently is -22 at the ball of fire. So we're only really missing 8 seconds off of my standard play. So you want at least 8 experience going into Mount Saber South using the route that I'm about to do. Having 16 is great, because every 8 experience you get means you can skip a spider. So this is pretty dangerous for me, mostly because I don't time my sword swings properly. That guy got away from me. You're supposed to pin him up there. This guy, you let go of the D-pad when you're sliding down that, and you tap him once, and he lines up perfectly so you can hit him to the left. This group, if you're at the right spot on the Y-axis, you can just hold forward and mash, but I always mess it up. Dangerous part here. So here, normally I kill this, and then I jump over that guy, and I go back the other direction. But I've been getting despawns in Mount Saber South, so I started killing that guy near the entrance. But this is what I do instead of the loop that Dragon Dark does. This is an entirely different route, and it's quite a bit faster if it goes correctly. And the main advantage is that it gives you extra experience. You get to decide what and when you kill, and you're mostly immune to the despawns. So I got a bunch of despawns here, and this sucks because it's 18 free experience, and I just lose it. But I don't need it because I got that extra experience by killing that extra snowman, which is why I did. And there, I should have used the Orb of Fire to kill the wall and then kill the spider, but I didn't. I don't know why I didn't. So you can see me letting go of the D-pad, and this is just my don't get poisoned, because I want to save that antidote for as long as possible. The ideal place to use it is in the jellyfish grind, because it's very possible that you can get poisoned there, and it sucks losing like 6 seconds to do that. And then half the time I forget to turn off my spell, and I mess up the ghetto flight. So you're supposed to knock those guys to the right, but I never do because I'm always a coward. So I kill a few more here than I'm used to because we lost that 18 experience. So I normally don't kill like 3 of these guys. Like these 2 and that one other one I killed over there. So I would normally enter with 418. I'm taking a slightly different tack here. I'm getting a little bit extra experience. And this was just to finish a run. Gonna slow us down a bit. I was not expecting this to be a good run overall because I was playing fairly poorly. Despawns, Mount Saber South. But I was like, I don't want any more despawns. I don't want to lose, and I was determined to save my mana here to use teleport because I almost always end up using my work boots here. I used to route it out to actually level up in here, so that way I would have more mana for teleport, but it wasn't worth it. It was really, really slow. I'm taking this a little bit slower than I think I get a despawn here too. Did I kill that guy? Nope, I didn't. The despawn was earlier, I guess. So this spider here sucks. You're not supposed to kill him. But when you kill him, it often means that all 3 of these things spawn. I only got 2, which is unfortunate, but doesn't waste all that much time. I was a little bit of a coward here. I had low health. Spider hitboxes are wonky, so I just moved straight up. You're not dead. And I don't plan to really PB this run because I'm not playing all that great. I don't plan to PB this run. What kind of genius you are not past me. So something I've noticed about exploding walls is that we always charge our sword, assuming it's going to save us time. But it doesn't necessarily save us time. Here I actually mess up. I'm pressing B to use work boots because I'm just so used to it. But charging up when the wall is exploding actually causes lag frames, so we lose a little bit of time. So I've tried to get in the habit of doing the stutter step because it doesn't seem to lag when you do that. That's something I need to more fully implement. So I got very lucky with the bugs here. They were very friendly. poor menuing there, but I was really proud of this. I kill this guy, get the level up, and I still get the perfect jump.
I got the
first one.
jump.
I always mess this up, and I actually got it, so that's pretty good. As far as bad sections go, this entire area is probably my least favorite in the game. And the reason why is I'm bad at killing the soldiers, so I avoid the second group. Oh man, I think my webcam's stuck. Deactivate and activate again. That was bad. It is stuck. So my webcam is stuck.
You're not supposed to get hit there at all.
I don't know what my webcam's doing. We're just gonna have be right back.
Do anything. But we're not on great pace. But it's PB pace, so I'm gonna keep playing.
Yeah, not great pace. This is a boring grind, so I'm just going to try to fix the webcam while this is going. But generally what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to kill them, and I want their sprite to still be on screen when I kill them. I just want their experience. Like, that was perfect. I want that every time. I'm assuming you guys can still hear me. There we go. Had to reboot the webcam. I want to compare my grind here to a task. Like, how much time do I actually lose doing this? Because every time you see that where they're fully exploded, you've lost a few frames, but you do this so many times. When I first started playing this, I didn't like the grinds at all. They felt very boring to me. Like, this is why people don't speedrun this game. But in reality, the grinds are the speedrun. Like, all of your major time saves are don't make mistakes and do the grinds right. Like, that's the main time saves, and it's actually
a lot would have to
really technical. I think like my previous PvE versus Dragon Darks, I was comparing it, and Dragon Dark saved like 1,000,000 seconds in the jellyfish grind. It's just because he was not leaving on reaction. He was like 1, 2, 3, 4, and he was moving as it was exploding. So I really worked on that once I figured that out. And later in the game, I actually gave up a 15-second time save. I know how to do it, but it's really hard to do. It's the Burt grind later in Styx. I found 3 ways to do it, and I chose the safest and slowest route because my pace was pretty good. There's an extra guy that spawned there. I don't know how far to charge.
Jump.
Like, what is the fastest way
The
charge
best
in
fight is what's going to be
these horizontal sections?
a huge determining factor for me.
Now this really sucked. I'm about to get bopped twice.
I always take that guy.
Wait, no, I already got bopped twice. That was in the very beginning. That really sucked. I use 1 charge here normally to like zap that guy. But if I see a good opportunity, then I just jump past him.
He's never done it before, but I'm always worried he's going to knock me down that ice slope.
I don't think jumping there is actually faster. I think it's actually slower because you can hit the wall anyway and you can do it stutter stepping, but I just like it because it's cool looking.
1840. So we're about 20 seconds behind. Whoops.
Yeah, I was on a much better pace several times yesterday. This was not a great beginning for me. At a 1904
run.
At Kelbesk, and I think Dragon Dark was 1914, and True Blue was 1922. I have no idea what this one's going to be.
That's okay. We don't need the run. I just want to get any PB.
Like, I was already out of here at this point. But him attacking fast is very, very lucky. Unfortunately, I wasn't watching my magic. I got that. But at this point, I'm 6 seconds behind the previous world record. There's up here because the door doesn't let you in anyway.
Being -7 is still really good, but look at all that time we got left.
So the holy grail for me in my runs is, can I skip the inn in Portoa? And I've mostly stopped even trying for it because it slows me down. But one of the downsides is you have to visit Portoa anyway just to get the checkpoint, which is not directly when you walk into the town. You have to step forward a little bit and then go back.
So
I actually lost a run at one point. Oh man, I can skip the inn. And I entered left, and then I didn't have the teleport spot.
Like all the green things on the way, and then these red things.
Yeah, so what Past Me is talking about is correct.
Poison you, and the green things do
if you kill all 3 of the Care Bears, and I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 of those little red poisonous things, it saves you several seconds in the grind, because you can just knock them the way you're going. But when I was trying it, I was always taking damage, and I was ending. I was using like 3 ends in Portoa, which is ridiculous. This is basically the last place in a run that you can die.
All of these Medusas.
It's always really tempting to take this very slowly and lose a ton of time.
You're gonna be in my way?
And this grind wasn't the best. That sucked.
That was my fault. He scared me. My fault.
I panicked.
So last time I was on a much
So in this section, the ideal strategy is to actually knock those Medusas to the wall and then down and then left and then up, because you can pin all of those Medusas up at the top. And it's not that hard to do, especially if you have a level 2 to start off with. But it gives you a ton of extra experience to start with. Like it saves a ton of time. But you also die, like 9 times out of 10 you try it, because one of them will petrify you and you won't see them doing it because they're all bunched up. Or you'll just mess up and bump into them because there's several. So I try to avoid using paralysis here. It wouldn't do anything when they're all bunched up anyway. But paralysis doesn't help that much, except for this guy. He sucks. But I want to avoid using paralysis specifically so I can skip an inn. I don't think it works out in this run.
1, 2, 3, and then stop.
Yep. When you're mashing,
you pin them against
you can hit them 3 times and you hesitate on the D-pad, and you can go right back to mashing and they won't bump into you. That has been my consistent go-to. It's full speed, 3 stabs, wait, and then go for 2 stabs. So this is a different route than Dragon Dark does, and it is faster. But the reason it's faster is that you get to hit the Medusas the direction that you're going. And if you don't do that, it's slower than the closed loop that Dragon Dark does. This is also less dangerous than the closed loop. For one, it's easier to dodge Medusas and dodge Petrify. But it's also less dangerous from a time perspective, because if you goof up on this grind, then you just lose a little bit of time. But if you get a single despawn in the closed loop, then generally you end on the left side, and you have to go down and wait for all of them to respawn, or gamble by going to the right and hoping one by the door has spawned.
I wanted to avoid this end, but we gotta take it.
So I unfortunately did not play well enough to skip the inn. I lost a bit of time.
If you avoid that inn, it's like a 6 second time save or something.
You can leave at 1450 or even 1400 and still get your level up before you get into the Harissa Plant Cave. But I always go to 1500 because
I imagine you can save like,
you don't lose that much time.
I don't know, 3 seconds, 4 seconds at least using paralysis.
Despawns just ruin your day. The Ball of Water, saving time on the Ball of Water is absolutely huge, because my PB grind was actually decent. Still a ton of time to save in that grind. Like, that was all the Medusa grind, that's 7 seconds. So I will admit, I don't know if killing these things is good or not. I always try to kill some of these things as they're coming in. But I get so many despawns in these caves, I never know what is worth it. Like, I don't know what that 84 experience did for me. Like, am I supposed to skip it? So this, I could have done better. But I like to knock that guy over. And then I messed up my menu there, but you blow up the wall, and then you can switch to fire and you kill the spider while the wall's exploding, so you don't have any dead time. Because you don't need a level 2. Dragon Dark uses paralysis here. It's not worth it. There's only a few spiders, and you waste so much time switching to paralysis, and you waste so much magic. It's only 4, but it's a lot.
A bad use of...
but that first section wasn't very good. I I wasted a lot of time trying to set it up properly. I should have just switched swords. It would have been faster. Switch swords, kill the spider that was in the way, and then go back. I was playing with a theoretically faster rather than a practically faster strategy. So I managed to make it through this cave without getting hit, and without getting poisoned. I think I didn't get hit.
Achievement unlocked, made it through Carissa without getting poisoned.
But it actually cost me some time. Like you can see, I lost 9 seconds in this cave, and normally I'm hovering around gold. I actually forgot that I had teleport equipped. So we do the reset glitch here, and it saves just a few seconds on the walk. I use teleport here instead of warp boots, because you have to have teleport to get the fast teleport after the dolphin, and you need to charge your sword. So warp boots, you have to unequip them. I always take that a little bit slow so I can get it. Taking that a little bit slow and guaranteeing you get it is way better than missing it. No in after Carissa Plant Cave, you should never have to do that, especially with the Warp Boots glitch, because you don't have to use Recover to heal poison. You don't have to use an in. Again, I don't know if killing that guy was appropriate. Knowing that my pace was pretty good right here and how much of a free time save I have coming up, I was like, no way am I going to die. I'm using Refresh. I have died in Fog Lamp Cave once and only once, and it was on a really good pace.
Super useful in this first section.
Now, you don't have to use paralysis here, but I really like it for this, being able to knock that guy over, and then paralyzing both of these two. And I thought I did. It looks like I did, but I hit the top one somehow, even though the other one was farther in front. Spider hitboxes.
Poison? Thank you.
So I walk into him to get poisoned because it's faster than using Recover, and then I can use my antidote, which only takes 3 seconds. So that was a 3-second save. The mushroom was very kind and he walked into me, so I was able to kill him while it was exploding. Normally you skip him because it's time loss. One thing that True Blue and I discovered is that in the jellyfish grind, what Dragon Dark does is he will kill 2 jellyfish and then exit on his very last entry. And then he kills the little squid monster. And that saves
there's 2 coming up.
That saves him no time, because that entry and exit is a significant amount of time.
Yeah, we're not getting to these ones either.
So what what True Blue and I found when we were testing is that if you have the right amount of experience, you can save 1 whole entry and exit, and you can just exit the last time after killing all of the jellyfish, and then kill the squid monster.
Okay.
So this sucked. My health is a little too low for comfort. I was watching it and debating. I was like, I'll take the 6-second loss. And then I immediately started playing safe because I was like, I've only got 23. I need mana for health. And switch to Water Sword here because everything's vulnerable at this point. And I don't know if you need to kill all of these things.
We're gonna risk it.
Like, it slows you down a little bit to kill them, but they give a decent amount of experience, so I guess it's good. But my Fog Lamp has never been very good. I kind of want to keep playing until I get a good Fog Lamp. But this is about perfect. Need to use the N here, and because you use the N after Fog Lamp, you're gonna have plenty of magic.
This place is pretty slow. The Fog Lamp went okay.
And this sucks. I don't know why this happens. I go up and talk to him, and it's facing left, and it gives me the eh.
I'm on a boat now. Go.
I don't know the appropriate menus for here, but I always just do Shelf Loot, and then I do everything else afterwards. Probably should have turned off the magic there. Intro Joel, so you can unlock the jellyfish grind. I don't know why I do magic last there.
Okay.
Doesn't make any sense. And I think I needed to kill that guy, that little spear fisherman. I think he would give me enough experience to where I could have ignored another entry. I can't remember the amount of experience you need. It's like 1200 something.
More experience to skip a full cycle, but I'm not going to go for it. You have 840, you don't waste experience. You don't have any overflow.
So I'm still not very good at this grind. I'm sure Dragon Dark has a ton of time to save on me again on this grind.
12 something. And
mostly because I get bored and I start talking during it and I can't hear all the steps. I think it's 5 or 6 stabs the first time, and it's 4 stabs after you level up. I do know that one. But you have to do like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you press the D-pad on the 4th hit, and you just move through the jellyfish as it's exploding. And it saves so much time.
It sucked.
It was literally about 20 seconds.
That's 6 seconds lost. And we have to go back and use the menu. Must remember. Bad jelly grind, that's okay.
So I can actually fill in now my new PB times in my spreadsheet.
Hate that top jelly.
I'll do that after this, and then we can figure out exactly where I
1, 2, 3, 4.
gain time on Dragon Dark.
1, 2, 3, 4, go.
Now, while Dragon Dark time was really hard to compete with,
wait and react
I had a 40-second time save on him.
Then you're
just on the tower, because his tower was not great in his run.
Each loop.
So when he comes back to this and he sees the new tower strategy and he sees all of the new strategy, he's going to be able to beat my time pretty easily, I think. Man, this is such a long grind. It's boring even watching it the second time through. But it's so important.
A little bit more.
Oh no. So when this is over, I don't know if it helped me or not. I should probably learn the math on it. But I could have left after killing that first one, instead of killing that other jellyfish at the top.
The odds that I can skip a bird.
Because this guy up here would give me the level up. Second try is pretty good. But that guy would have given me the level up, so I didn't need to go up and kill that jelly. But I was like, the extra experience is probably going to be helpful.
We should have enough magic left over.
I was just guessing.
Do all of the change shenanigans we need to do.
So I had really good NPC movement here. I was able to take a very short route.
Shoot.
There's not much to really say about all of this, except given that I only get 6 work boots, most of the time you only have 1 pair of work boots here. And you use it, and then it's gone, and you have no more warp boots forever. Which kind of sucks, because there's other places you want to use warp boots. And I also especially like warp boots for just having magic. Like not having to use a magic ring, or not being stuck in the fog lamp cave. So I always use change at that barrier. The task gets closer, but I don't know how he does it. That menu is on purpose. Talking with them was not.
Change till you're here.
So here, this is a new one from my previous PB. I didn't check this before. You can go to Swan, and you do the glitch again, and it sends you right there. You just have to unequip the warp boots, and you've already got change equipped.
Saves a little bit of time.
So you save a decent amount of time doing that. Not as much as you would think, because it takes a while to reset. I always forget to walk straight through there, but it's safer anyway to go around. I'm looking at all these really minor things I did. Like this right here, I wanted to kill him because that helps you skip a
I've been double
bird grind. But I didn't want to die. I would have been really mad if I died. You're not supposed to die in this run after the Medusa grind at all. Every run isn't necessarily going to be a PB, but it'll finish after the Medusa grind. I die a lot in the Medusa grind. Well, not in the Medusa grind, but up to the Medusa grind. Normally it's Mount Saber South now. Tells me. So here, I just buy as many magic rings as I can. I don't think about it. I wait until it says not enough money. And the reason I do that is it takes no time to get those. And you can lose so much time if you are missing a magic ring.
Hey,
So teleport to Shiren just to save a little bit of a walk.
And we promptly lost it. I had to remember to equip my armor.
Yeah.
This is a decent pace, nobody.
Yeah, skipping the entire
Also,
Sabera
your name
dungeon
Makes
kind of
it
makes
sound
sense
like
when
I'm
you look at the
talking to myself.
jellyfish grind. So Dragonark uses paralysis there, which is not a bad idea, because every once in a while something will go wrong and you'll either get poisoned, which there's 6 seconds lost, or that spiky guy will hit you twice. Got really lucky with the slimes there. A ton of extra experience. I always charge to level 1 while that's happening, specifically for that bird. I unfortunately didn't, like off the top of my head, I didn't know how much experience I needed. So I didn't go back to kill that slime. I didn't know if it would help.
Charge up because it's free.
You charge to level 2 because it's free hitting Bert with it.
A little grindy friend.
You just go straight up at him, shoot him with the level 2 and use
Bert's on
barrier.
right.
I think I actually miss him with this. I don't remember. No, I got him. So this is the weenie version of the grind.
It's a decent pace.
Now, I can actually figure out right now. So my time for this was 4:23.
Let's zone out here.
So I saved 6 seconds over Dragon Dark. So I had 2 more seconds to save here, but based off my gold, but my gold can be improved upon by a lot. And the reason why is that I actually have done a Burt grind, and I did several iterations of 3 different strategies. One, you move straight up and you attack him straight on. And the other, you move right here and you attack him while he's shooting diagonal. And then last is this weenie version that I'm doing. This is the same one that Dragon Dark does. It's much slower, but it's very, very safe. It's very rare that you get hit, which I did, which is dumb. But the amount of time you can save in this grind alone means that any world record that doesn't do it is going to get beaten by someone who does eventually, because you can literally save 15 seconds. Like, not a joke, you can save 15 seconds by just doing the straight on grind. The most important thing is to move as he explodes, kind of like the jellyfish grind. It's a little bit harder to time, but that right there, what you saw, was what you want to do every time. You want all of those water orbs to be bundled up. If they're expanded, you've lost time. In my opinion, this is the hardest grind in the game. It's very hard to time. To do the optimal strategy, you're putting yourself at great risk because every hit does a decent amount of damage and you lose half a second for each hit you take. And it sounds like, oh, no brainer, 15 seconds to save? I can lose half a second a ton of times, but most of the time when you get hit once, not only will you lose that half a second, but then you have to reposition, so you'll lose more time. And you'll start slowly losing life, you have to switch to refresh, you lose a bunch of magic, you have to use a magic ring. It becomes a whole mess.
That's a stressful grind.
Unfortunately, did not get any slimes here, which you really want.
No slimes.
This is the second most important spot to get slimes in the game.
Oh, that guy did.
Getting a level up before a Mato fight is very rare, but I have seen it happen when I exited with 17 something from the Burt grind. I just killed everything. Not worth it, but you don't lose as much time as you would think. So here you want to hug that top wall because there is a butterfly that swoops down from the bottom and hits you. I messed up the jump. If you frame perfect jump with... Yeah, there's my big time save. If you frame perfect jump with the rabbit boots, you don't slow down the spikes. So you do the teleport glitch outside and not in that room, because for some reason, when you do the teleport glitch in that room, despite it being a like 1x1, which should send you to the same place as the top of Shiren, it instead sends you back to the beginning of the game and you lose your progress. Here I do this again to save a walk. So I don't know if this is faster. I should have stayed on teleport. I don't know why. I always go to refresh. I almost never take a bunch of damage here. But stabbing him is great. You want to stab him every opportunity you get. This is the best fight I had. And I didn't notice my magic was so low. I don't know why I just didn't use a magic ring. And luckily, and this I'm really mad about. I had all those magic rings, and I had full health, and I went to the end just not thinking. I was trying to plan ahead as to what I was going to do. So that was several seconds lost. I don't know if killing these guys helps at all.
Boosts.
Those boosts were good, though. I used to like to equip rabbit boots here, but I don't think it actually speeds anything up for you. Just moving like this, just dodging the slowdown as much as you can helps. I lost a lot of time in this power ring split.
Don't get paralyzed.
One is going to the end, which is
basically
a good
RNG.
6 seconds at least. And then getting paralyzed there really sucks.
That's a significant time loss already.
How much experience is this guy give you? He's okay, I guess.
As much as it sucked to kill that guy.
But if you don't kill that guy, he comes back and he will paralyze you again. So I saved time overall by killing him. So I do the warp boot glitch, or the teleport glitch, I guess I should call it, when I get the power ring.
Just in case you ran into the bug. Losing lots of time here.
I was really confused at this point. I was like, how am I losing all of this time? But it was because I went to the end. Like, I know I was going to be like +8. So an interesting thing about this game is that the knockback you receive from enemies will hit you the direction the enemy is going. So if you see an enemy moving up, you can actually use it as a boost, which I think is going to be a development in this game at some point.
I need to kill him.
Because getting those damage boosts actually saves a significant amount of time in a few key areas. And if you time it right, you can actually kill the enemy and take the boost at the same time. Because most areas, you don't have to worry about health and you don't have to worry about mana. And you're constantly skipping enemies that aren't going to give you that much experience. And you can just walk into it, bounce the opposite direction, save yourself some time. You're not supposed to equip refresh here, but it takes no time. And every once in a while, this guy just doesn't fire. And he just walks around, which I think he does in this one. Yeah, he just walks around, and if I was going to wait, he might deal enough damage to where I'm going to have to switch to refresh after, and then I'm going to walk away. So if my health isn't full, I switch to refresh, just on the off chance.
Oh, I went to the end after go. I didn't need to do that. I could use the magic ring.
There we go. That's how long it took for it to dawn on me.
That's okay. This does not have all the time saves that I want. It's a decent run.
Decent run. I did not think this was going to PB. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to get a good Dragon. I'm not going to get a good...
My early game was a little soft.
Good something.
I had a 1904 Kilvesk yesterday. I'd like to get that back.
I really would like to get that 1904 back. So this guy up here, I found a manip you can do for him. Walk directly in the center, and he will attack down, and you have plenty of time to dodge it. I got hit by him all the time. I could never figure out how to dodge him. But then I found, oh, you just walk directly in the center. And then as he turns, you just kind of dodge to the side. Then you can kill him and the door simultaneously.
It's going to be up to the Hellway and Dragon. To a lesser extent, Mado 2. Don't need you for now, just let us by. Well, the spider grind can actually screw us. I had 5 despawns the other day.
So this is the spider grind, and you can lose a surprising amount of time here. I always mess up my spacing there. You can move diagonally just a certain distance and then stab him twice. He just walks right into you. But Dragon Dark, in his grind, he takes this much slower.
Gotta grab that
I use the edges of the corner as a guide. So I do diagonal where I meet that corner, and then when I hit the next corner, I do diagonal again. And that gives me just enough time to get everything to spawn. And if one of them shoots a projectile, I do 3 little spins.
Straight, but it gives just enough time for these spiders to spawn.
And unfortunately, I don't know how to manage my experience where the spider grind ends on the right spot. Like, I can't look at my experience and know which side it's going to end, which I need to do.
Weird timing pattern I was
but
on,
you
like,
want
they
to end
shot,
on the right side
and
then get your level up on the way to Mato rather than getting your level up here. In an ideal world, you would get it, you'd be like 100 away, and you just kill 2 Medusas that are free. There's actually a magic ring in that door above the spider, but it's not worth it to get unless you're doing like glitchless or
Ryan, no shots.
you're doing the Japanese version.
He said out loud to the game where it could hear him.
Yeah, you don't talk to NES games; they can hear you.
And on the right side, that's okay.
To get the level up, you always skip the first. You go here, and I do something different than Dragon Dark here, and I believe he used to do this, but you go up through the spikes faster. You go through the spikes faster with rabbit boots. You can jump over that guy and just charge here. He always charges outside, but that moth will always move there. I charged again by accident. You don't do that, it causes lag. But rabbit boots allows you to jump over these guys, and they don't give all that much experience. And it's a ton of lag to use the flame bracelet. So this made me very worried. That is like the worst pattern you can get. And they shot again. So like barrier and hope. Because they can shoot paralysis, and if it touches you, you like, I don't know if it pushes you or if you lose your hit detection with the platform or what, but you fall, and that's the end of your run. Which has happened to me multiple times. It's very scary. This can rip multiple runs. You can see me moving to the side, just in case that shadow at the bottom decided to shoot paralysis.
So scary at one part. But overall,
I moved slightly to the left of Mato, so that way I get a stronger level 3 shot.
That did not go well.
I have not given up on jumping over the pits, but I wasn't going to do it minus 42. Yeah, you can save 6 seconds per pit.
Here we go.
So like that gold there could be 12 seconds faster. Actually more if you do the really long pit, which I will never do. But doing a frame perfect jump with the rabbit boots, you can jump off of nothing. And that allows you to skip the wait for the first platform. It saves a ton of time. And if you're really ballsy, I moved a little bit too fast here and I got some despawns. That's okay. If you're really ballsy, you can actually jump off of the platform as it's moving and then go. One thing you need to watch out for if you do that is if you touch the platform as you're doing the jump off of nothing, then you lose your jump and you just fall. So I always kill this guy when he shows up, but looking at it now, it's only like 200 experience, so I don't think I should have. So we didn't get a slime spawn there, unfortunately, but this guy woke up. He gets the most experience in the game. I did not like the lag.
A little bit about the lag.
So this is another time save I have over Dragon Dark coming up here. Not this boss fight, I panic a little bit. But when he didn't shoot fireballs, I wanted to move so I didn't get turned into a newt. But when you kill him, you get the ivory statue, and above him is the storm bracelet, but I don't use it in the speedrun, so I just skip it, and that's a 6-second save. So we're 1 minute and 12 ahead here, which is really strong, except it's a fake split. Yeah, Power Ring is very OP. He doesn't normally move. So this is the real split. We lost time. We didn't gain 1 minute and 12.
That's the actual.
I admit, I was super pumped when I saw 1 minute 12. Like, that's the last time I would ever see a minute.
split at the wrong time. This makes more sense.
I think all that time lost was just the Carmine fight. I don't know if equipping flight here is good or not, but I always do. Because you never have to equip anything else except for maybe recover. You get petrified or maybe poisoned.
Only poisoned once, was it? Oh, twice. We got to use an antidote for one, so 9 seconds lost to poison.
This was a pretty good run for poison. Just one recover used for poison, I think. So that juke I try to do every time. That eye is not worth the experience to go around and kill him. He's right there, so you kill him. I messed up on that guy. Now this guy, if someone knows how to kill him without taking damage, tell me. Because I've tried everything I know how to do, and he always hits me. Every time.
Somebody knows. Not me. Somebody.
So I always charge to level 1. I tested this out, and I was like, you can kill those guys. They give no experience. You can actually reduce lag by killing a certain number of them. If you kill too many, you actually get lag, which I did there. So I switched to refresh here. I'm not sure exactly why. I've been doing it a lot. I think it's because I didn't want to use refresh in the actual scorpion grind, which makes sense, but probably should have just gone without refresh and then used refresh elsewhere. So I didn't wait, or I did wait long enough here, but I didn't wait long enough in the first scorpion grind, and that cost me several seconds. I could have saved a ton of time. We jump over Dio's rabbit. Whoever's rabbit that was. Where's the rabbit, Dio? I don't know the story that well. There needs to be a glitchless category. Glitchless, any percent J, and any percent J, no wild wart. Add them to the boards. But this was not a good scorpion grind. This is actually one of the worst scorpion grinds I remember ever having. I missed the coin there, which really sucks. I'm getting tons of despawns. My movement is not great. I was a little nervous here, seeing this pace. So I wiggled there, and I don't know why. I should have just walked to the wall. Really that would have given me a chance for the 2 to spawn at the bottom.
It's not been great. It's okay. This is still gonna be a really good time, assuming Dragon doesn't screw us over.
But like that, if I walk to the wall, then I can get that 1 or 2 extra scorpions, which is really important. So here, I should have left, technically.
We're slowing this down a little bit.
But I went for a safety here.
We did 1 more cycle, which we shouldn't have
done. And the reason why is that killing the
man,
this is really bad. I'm cringing looking at it.
I only need to kill 2 warlocks.
But killing the warlocks is very slow. You get 2 warlocks for free. So 36,000 is the ideal number of warlocks, or the ideal number of experience. You have to kill all 3 of these, 2 mummies, a purple eye, and Dragon, and then 2 warlocks when you enter this temple with 36,000 experience. But you can do it faster by killing warlocks than what I'm doing here, if you happen to end at the top with the 27,360 or whatever it was. The reason why is that 1 loop going back down and up costs you all of the time you would normally save by not killing warlocks. Okay, I got the good bounce here. You want to bounce at the right time as you fall. If you bounce too early, you talk to him multiple times and you lose a lot of time. So these slimes give as much experience as a warlock. So when they land, you want to kill them. Ideally, you want to kill only slimes and no warlocks.
That's fine too.
But well, actually, there's 2 warlocks that are free, so I guess you can always kill those 2. You could save a menu. It's only like a second, but well, I guess closer to 2 seconds since you have to switch back to Thundersword. But I would say the idea would be coming in needing to kill 4 warlocks and then getting 2 slimes. So this right here, you can kill 2 warlocks. They line up perfectly, and you're not going to get hit by what you call it. You only lose a little bit of time killing the second one. That guy you never attack. And
It's all up to Dragon.
here I wasn't sure what to do because my health was lower than it normally is, so I switched to refresh here like a dummy. Always wait
That guy right there is why
after this. But the reason I did that is that you want to save your opal statue for the tower. It is a huge time save not having to switch to refresh. And not using an opal statue at all would be ideal, but most of the time in the tower you're going to end up using an opal. So, big props to Steve Hacks for telling me about this. So I get hit, and then I can switch to Berry and the Opal Statue. It's the most efficient menu I found. And I didn't even get a chance to charge up all the way. And this was about as perfect a pattern as you can get. I did get hit once, but still. So this is a really solid end game. My beginning game, very weak. End game, very solid. Which is basically the worst thing to run against. And that is the last time I will ever be green by a minute. So in this tower, you walk to that shadow, and it triggers him to attack, and then you walk down. Here you wait for him to look to the right, and if you have the spacing right, you'll get that helicopter, and you get to kill him. Here you just walk up to the door. You want to put your head in the black line, and if you're lucky, they'll all be pinned, but otherwise you just hit them to the side. And here again, put your head in the black line. You can pin them against the wall. You always want to use barrier going back, because that thing will hit you. So here, again, you want to have him shoot to the left, and then you hit him against the wall. It is faster to push them, but most of the time I mess it up, and they can shoot through your barrier, so it really sucks. So this sucked. Normally you don't get hit in the second at all. I was really worried I didn't have the opal statue equipped there. So I lost a lot of time here. But with the helicopter gone, it's pretty free. And of course he comes back, but you can always do this like swing tap thing. So not much time lost here. So again, you walk up to the wall so he sees you, he shoots, and he's stunned. Same thing here. I don't know if the opal statue introduces sword swing lag. I don't think it does, because it doesn't actually make a call. Because the shell flute tries to make a call to do something. But the opal statue does not, as far as I know. They might have just reused the code, but I doubt it. So I was really nervous here. I was like, if I get bopped one more time, do I heal? How much time am I going to lose? So I really wanted this to be a 57, and I knew it was going to be a 57. And then it didn't turn out to be a 57. You'll see why here in a second. I consider this the largest blunder of the run. So I hold to the right, and this dodges this hitbox here, and then I walk right into it. And that cost me the 57. Or at least a 58 flat. 57? Yeah, and there's a 58, and I still have movement. So it's a 58. 5801. Yes! Almost a 57. Yeah. This close. That would have been the first 57. I botched up on the second floor of the tower, and I accidentally hit the trigger at the very end. That trigger would have hit me over. This is the new world record. I just got it. It was my first run of the day. It was a pretty good first run of the day. So here are my notes for this game. This is the Burt grind. The notes that I did. Let me check to see what this looks like on your screen. So this is the Burt grind I did. You can see the notes. These are the three places you stand. So you stand right here to do the slightly faster than the weenie version I did. And right here is the fastest version. But this one, you get damaged a lot. And you can see my actual timing versus the theoretical timing. Like if you do it once well, and you do it about that speed, how much time can you save? This low corner saves you about 6 seconds over doing the weenie version. And this saves you about 15 seconds. Nuts. But I have a bunch of stuff here. Here's all the safeties in the game, what Dragon Dark uses, and what the time losses are. I marked all of the menus that Dragon Dark did. and what he did, so I looked for efficiencies doing that. For experience notes, I wrote down what experience he left each area with, so that way I could kind of compare myself to him. This I took from Mike's RPG Center. See the links up in the corner, but this is just all the experience that the monsters give. How much do the shadows give? I want to go back and check that real fast. I know it's not a lot. Where are the shadows? There they are. 256. That's nothing. You can skip them. This last grind, this is one of the ones I spent a lot of time on because he was always so much faster in his runs than me. But I figured out what you needed to kill to do it. And I timed just about everything you could with it. Saber South, I did all sorts of different loops, and I checked them all and figured out what the time save was, what the experience you had, what your experience per second. And I do the South loop extended, which gives you 4.2 experience per second. See what else is there. Timing. This one I'm going to fill out right now. You guys get to watch me do it because I'm really curious. But this is what I did to try to figure out where I was losing time versus the world record, so I knew where to do save state practice. So let's just type this in. So I was 5 seconds slower than Dragon Dark in the beginning. Just fill this out and we'll figure out where all the rest of this is. $13.57, that's a long split. Oh wait, no, this is wrong. Whoops, I was using the wrong time. I was using the split time. I need to use second time. I'm still a little frazzled. There we go. Wait, nope, that was wrong. Scroll down. I was working on this for a while. I did it again. Like I normally don't spend more than like a week or two on a game, and so I spent almost a full month on this game. I played all the categories, but all the categories are basically the same for this game. It's just minor routing changes. Doing that. 2. So I lost 2 seconds on the Ball of Fire compared to Dragon Dark, and 5 seconds in the beginning. But I gained 11 in the middle. Teleport. So I was actually 2 seconds slower on teleport. Normally I'm much faster. You can see, look at all that time difference between my gold and this. Normally I'm saving a ton of time over Dragon Dark. But hopefully this means if he beats this world record, then he just uses his normal grind and then I get to have a free time save on him. Probably not, but you never know. So I lost a bunch of time on this Kelbesk split again. He's just way better at that grind. Sort of water. Oh, saved a second, it's nothing. Saved 10 seconds on the Medusa grind. It's way, like he did the closed loop, and it's way better to not do that. Like the task uses the closed loop. We had the same Krisa plant. Neat. My fog lamp is so bad. Look how much time I lost in the fog lamp. 15 seconds I lost in fog lamp. And I'm only 2 seconds away from my gold. He is just so much faster in that area. And I beat both my PB and the world record. So 5:13 for the bracelet. I lost a lot of time getting the bracelet too, and this is the jellyfish grind. I worked on this a lot. This used to be 20 seconds, brought it down to 10. But the fog lamp is my weakest because playing this game growing up, I never did the fog lamp. I always did wild warp because that took you directly to the boat. You didn't have to do that cave, and that cave sucked. So I lost a ton of time here for some reason. I don't know what I did. 4:23. Saved 6 seconds on Bert. I should have saved way more. And look at this awesome. I saved 11 seconds on the Meta 1 fight. This one sucks. I lost 20 seconds on Dragon Dark on the power ring. Kobesk dead. I saved 3 seconds. It's nothing. Fire Lady. I lost a little bit of time there. I don't know what he did to save time there. Probably faster menus, I would imagine. I saved a ton of time on that one. I really want to watch those two back to back and figure out, like, where in the world. I saved 9 seconds on getting flight, but there's still a ton of time to save. 6 of those seconds was just not getting the Thunder Bracelet, so I'm only really saving 3 seconds. Go of the Sun was 127 again. That seems pretty consistent. He's 2 seconds faster than me. So Dragon, here we go. Now his Dragon was way better. He did not do that one extra loop, and he had a really good run through the pyramid, killing all of the warlocks. Like, he did it perfectly, if I recall correctly. But he saved 17 seconds, so I'd have to really polish that. Entering the tower, I saved 10 seconds here. How did I save 10 seconds on him? Oh wait, no. Okay. So I only lost 7 seconds, because you have to kind of like combine these, because Scorpion Grind comes before this, and then this comes. So I saved 10 seconds. So 7 seconds is about that extra Scorpion loop. So I should have a little bit faster if I had just left at 27,000. I'm not sure exactly how long that Scorpion loop took, but I would imagine that 7 seconds I lost was right there. And I had a 2:15. It's 2 seconds slower. Or no, a 2:19. Which is 6 seconds slower than what I had before. So why does this say 57:48? What have I got wrong here? I don't have a 57:48. I got one of these wrong. Which of these did I get wrong? I want to make sure I got all these right. 41, 106. It might just be a math thing with Google Sheets. Like, it's listing it as time. $19, 513, 124, 420. 130, 117, 303, 152, 127, 243, 215, 219. Oh, it's probably all the extra, like, point whatever. So this isn't real. It's actually 58, 01, 25. There we go. That is a new world record. I now hold the world record for every category, even though it's temporary. I do know it's temporary because these are all beatable times, especially 100%. I don't care about that category. Wild Warp I might go back to, polish up a bit. But thank you guys for watching this rewatch. I normally don't do rewatches, but this was probably my favorite childhood game, and when True Blue had me play it, I was like, I want to do well. I want to get sub-hour, but man, Dragon Dark's execution is way better than mine. So how am I going to ever get sub-hour? And so I started looking for efficiencies. I started looking for a ton of efficiencies, and I kept finding little bits and pieces, and True Blue was a great help because he would go out and test something. He'd be like, yeah, I know you found this in practice, but when I tried it, it didn't quite work out. And so then that made me like try it in practice myself. And some of them, it was like, oh, you just need to practice a bit. And others were like, oh, wait a minute, let's not actually use this. But doing this and having someone to share my notes with, it really helped. If anyone wants to see all of my notes, you can see the spreadsheet here. That is a new world record. You know what? I'll be right back. I have a reward for myself. Alright. I'm back. So my PB reward first, giant Rice Krispie treat. Second, Arnold Palmer. It's good to reward yourself when you accomplish big goals. This is normally my PB reward. This is my really good PB reward. I got both.